I often talk to corporate audiences about creativity from a spiritual angle. We have much to learn from the creative principles of especially Eastern religions. For example, the entire creativity at Apple Computer has been inspired by the Zen aesthetic. You see, the world's most popular company with the most popular products has imbibed this culture of creativity through Steve Jobs via the Zen route, inspired by a Japanese religion of Zen, which traces its line back to Buddha in India. And from Buddha in India, traveled to China Buddhism. From there, that particular Chan Buddhism, which is meditation-based Buddhism, traveled to Korea and then Japan, where it was refined as Zen Buddhism. Now, Zen teaches us that skill is important, but it's as important to also forget about skill, to move beyond skill and move into a space where your creativity becomes a part of you, an intrinsic part of you, and comes through spontaneously in whatever you do. So it becomes deeply embedded within you as a part of you. As much as your heart is a part of you, so does creativity become. And creativity is not in a particular act, but an entire way of behaving. There's a particular aesthetic, a particular personality that you imbibe, and you become a creative person who not only has a skill or a technique, but who has deep within, down to your bones, this thing called creativity. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you express yourself. To the extent that your creativity becomes almost meditational. So in the East they say that a painting is not painted by the master painter, but it's allowed to happen through the master painter. The painter becomes a channel through which the creativity flows. A writer becomes a channel through which the words flow. The writer is there, the painter is there, but the art is channeled through him or her because they are in a state of creativity. And which is almost meditational. They allow this to flow through them. So the first thing about creativity in the spiritual aspect is that you become almost like a channel through which the waters of the beyond can flow. And the product comes, but it is not a product, but it's a byproduct of this attitude, of the creative attitude. Then whatever you produce will have a certain magic in it. The words you say will have a certain power in it. It's like the Apple products, when how excited people were when they first saw the iPhone, the iPad and so on. Because deep down to its very essentials, the product exhibited the aesthetic creativity driven by Steve Jobs and Apple Computer. So they were buying into the whole aesthetic of the company. So this meditational space of creativity is a great learning for us to ascend higher and higher and to unfold our creative potentiality to the maximum degree. We are to become like that mythic sculptor who was asked how he creates his sculpture. And all he said was, he looks at the stone and he just chips away those parts which are unnecessary. And what is left is a beautiful sculpture. So too do we all have the ability to be creative if only we allow this creativity, which is so abundantly available throughout the universe and universal energy is all around us to flow through us effortlessly, calmly, tranquilly, and with a great energy.